This is a free call from
Charlie.
Yes.
an incarcerated individual at the Leon County Jail. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Michael.
Well, you tell me what the game plan is now.
Yeah, you're not kidding. They got me in a suicide cell. Not because I'm suicidal or anything, but I guess when you get charged, when you get convicted like this, they move you over to the suicide cell and leave you on, so they can observe you for like the next day, so they can put me back in my pod. So it's got blood and shit on the walls, and cameras and mirrors. At least they let me keep my clothes. Usually they strip me down naked, but I'm not suicidal, I'm just numb.
Well, what did Jim say at the end?
He said, I don't think I really had a fair shake in Tallahassee. And I can kind of tell that.
Oh, yeah.
It was jury selection. It was a joke. I wish it didn't trust like that. I wish I was, by the time I can go back and pull out these different people.
Is he going to stick with you through the appeal?
Well, he says I need an appellate lawyer. He's not an appellate lawyer. His lawyer is specialized in appellate law. So yeah. So he's gonna they're doing appellate. But listen, I'm sure they dotted every I and crossed every T and everything.
Yeah.
This was the Super Bowl in Tallahassee, the fucking state capitol. This was the Super Bowl. But they weren't going to fumble the ball. They did everything, I'm sure. It was just a joke of what the prosecutor put together on her closing statement. Her closing, it was like, I saw it, I was just, it was nothing but, emails and text messages and, and autopsy photos. And it was painting a picture and throwing in that I think I spoke to Ryan Fitzpatrick once in 2014. She said he was my best friend at 14, and this is what he said. What? I literally have 2 text messages with the guy in 14. He was my best friend. This is what he said. Throwing that out there to the jury. Like, they were eating up everything she said. They weren't thinking like she was lying about stuff or twisting stuff or DJing and calling my parents on their landline. Like, they've had that phone number since 1979. Like, there's nothing hidden there. There's nothing special about it. I called them on my cell phone to the home phone.
Well, like you said when we talked before, they had 90 people that said that they had already decided you were guilty. And
were there for 90 days.
Used up your strikes. I used up
my strikes on people that I had to get off the jury, which they could never have sat on my jury. They used up their strikes on people that would have given me a fair shot. I used up my strikes on people that were going to convict me before I sat down. So it was just like...
Well, you ended up with 5 people that... Yeah, relatives and law enforcement.
Yeah, 5 people with family and law enforcement. But the people that I got off were law enforcement. 24-year law enforcement detective from Miami, arson investigator. Some of these guys, anybody that would have given me a fair shot, they got off. So the few that would have given me a fair shot, they got off. The one that, and it just became kind of like a, they didn't go through the evidence in 2 hours. There was so much evidence there. They got some text messages and painted a story, and Jeff would cost this, and Ryan Fitzpatrick this, and everybody with a fucking motive to show up at the jury. I thought it was like, I thought they'd see through that.
Yeah, they didn't give me much of a shot there, Charlie.
No. I mean, I got the temperature of Tallahassee when I was up here. It was, but I was sitting in jail on Friday. It's like at lunchtime, they take you to the courtroom, they shackle you up, they put you in the holding cells under the courthouse. And some guy was in the cell across from mine, he was in prison uniform. He was brought in from the Department of Corrections. And he looks at me, he's like, "You Adelson?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, he starts talking to me about my case. And I'm talking to him, and he's coming back on an appeal on a case. He's been gone since 2008. He's been gone 15 years now. In prison. I go, "How the fuck, Michael, how do you know about my case in Tallahassee? He's been in prison for 15 years. He goes, "Man, we're travelers everywhere." He goes, "You know about the big cases." He goes, "I know all about your case." I'm like, "Great. That's great." So he was telling me.
So Charlie, can you at least get somewhere else besides Tallahassee for a while?
Well, they're gonna have me here for 30 days, and then they're gonna move me to my guess is a place called Washington, which is an intake center where I'll be separated and I'll probably put with the people who have life sentences. And then from there, they call them camps. And then from there, they're going to disperse me to some camp in Florida, and I'm in state prison. And 50% of the prisons in Florida don't have AC. It's fucking hot.
What was that, 50% what?
Prisons don't have air conditioning. They were built before AC. So, yeah. And the guy was telling me, he's like, "You got to get on protective PM, they call it. It's called protective management. It's like when they send police officers and people who they can't put in general population. This guy was telling me, "You got to get a PM, see if you can do it," because this was on Friday before I was even convicted. He was in speech. Because he's like, he goes, "You got a high-profile case. You're going to get someone's going to want to fucking stab you and say they killed you."
Yeah.
These guys don't care. These guys don't care. And I told that to my parents, that I'm going to try to get on protective management. But I've spoken to guys here in jail who've been down the road, and they say that, like, people put themselves down the road, and it's like they'll put them in solitary for 3 months. Like, there's no penalty for killing people because you already have a life sentence. So what are they going to do? Put you behind the door for a year, 2 years? You don't care. You just heard that you killed the guy. Or assault. Nobody fucking reports an assault. If you report an assault, you're going to get it 10 times worse. You get payback.
Have you talked to your mom and dad since the jury came in?
Yeah, they decide themselves. They're literally decide themselves. My mom.
Yeah, I got a text from your dad.
My mom can't talk. And my dad's, I can tell he's staying strong, but, he's got, the issue with his heart. He's 79 years old. And it sucks. I don't have many people on the outside. And I love my parents. I call her Marie. And she's like, I'm like, do not say anything she wants me to. Well, this is the point now where he's been asking for me. Like, I can't wait to see you, Dad. I love you. I can't wait to give you all the hugs. Where are you? Are you going to finish the work soon? Because I've been telling him I'm at work and I'm busy. But it's like, it fucking kills me. Like, honestly, I'm not suicidal, but it's other than my son, not much else that makes me want to, like, but it's fucking mental torture. Like, the thought of being here and, like, only seeing your kids with a piece of glass or something. There's no other way to describe it. It tears my heart out. I don't know. I'm just pacing around in my fucking 6x9 room. Mirror glass right now. Rambling.
How long you say you'll be there?
I think you mean in Leon County?
Yeah. I'm Suicide Watch. We'll keep you there.
I think till tomorrow. I mean, the chief of the jail is going to come see me tomorrow. They have a therapist that comes and sees you. They're going to ask me, are you okay? With questions. I'm like, hey, just put me back in my pod. Like, I'm going to go crazy into suicide, though. Like, it looks like a fucking Vietcong prison cell. Like, it's all white, green walls, water, shit, like a bed in the center, and cameras, mirrors, zero privacy. But they usually put people here, they strip them down naked. They let me keep my clothes on.
Wow. So, Charlie, will you, at the end of the day, for a while, at least go somewhere where you can get some sun and go outside?
You mean I've been outside for fucking 60 minutes in the last year and a half.
That's what I mean. I mean, like, is there some one of these, you said that, like, they have these camps. Like, are those camps someplace that, like, you get out in the general population, you go outside in the yard?
You should be, but there's some camps I've heard that there's some camps in Florida that are like just indoors. There's like, I always thought like you get out into a rec yard. Some don't have rec yards. Some you're literally like, if there's one that these guys are talking about, this place called Graceville, that they got out for like 30 minutes in the last year. You keep them indoors, like closed custody. Yeah, like I just trust me. I don't want to say it on the phone, but I trust me.
Visitors.
What's that?
You can have a visitor.
Here, there are no visitors in jail. I'm sure when I get to prison, I think you spend a month at an intake place, and then you get sent someplace. So I'm thinking it's going to be 2 to 3 months from now. I'll be at some place where I can get a visitor.
Okay. Well, I'll do what I can with your parents to keep their spirits up.
I don't know, like, it's like, like, I should have taken a vacation.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Have I thought of that? I thought of that plenty of times. I'm not wrong very often.
No, I should have taken more vacations in life, I agree. But honestly, all I did was the sad thing is that I worked 6 days a week. Like I went to school until I was 29, and I built my business and worked all I did was work 6 days a week at the theater. Like never stole from anybody, never fucked anybody over. And the last couple of years of my life, the only friends I had around me were actually stealing from me.
Yeah.
A couple of people who were still like quote friends were just literally stealing from me, and one was doing everything he could to get everyone around me to hate me. But I didn't realize it because he was telling everyone how much he loved me, but then pouring poison in their ear and making shit up, and then telling them how much he loves me, and then they were buying it, and it was a fucking kind of a movie. That was that movie. Yeah, that's not much to say to me, right?
Yeah. You told me the story, and you asked me my opinion, and I told you.
Yeah, I trust me. I know all too well.
Yeah.
It's not that I thought you were wrong. I thought I did a fair shake.
Yeah.
I really did. I really believed and drank the Kool-Aid. I thought I was going to get a fair shake. But this was not even.
Well, let's figure out a way to get you out of there. Let me think about it. Talk to your attorneys. There's some rabbit in the hat here. Yeah, don't give up.
You know, I'm not like I love being not going to give up, but do me a favor, just keep an eye on my folks.
Yeah, well.
So, not on the folks, and hopefully Bree keeps a good eye on the woman. And I just don't want to see him behind class. The jury's are real. I'm in the state of I'm really like more shocked than I am like.
Yeah, not bad.
Right.
I tell you, you were pretty tough for a year and a half. You're pretty tough for a year and a half.
Yeah. No, I was extremely optimistic. I really had a big plan for when I got out of here. Really did.
No, I'm telling you, really, I watched a lot of it, 99% of it. And I thought at least that jury would be out. Somebody would say, no, I have a reason to get out, but not in Tallahassee.
Not in Tallahassee, not that jury. I'm not actually putting what she put together for her closing. I mean.
Yeah, her final was tough. Her final was really tough. Yeah, it was really pulled a lot together.
It dumbed it all down and made it very cutesy, very sarcastic, cutesy, oh, he's buying gifts for him. I've never bought that guy a fucking gift in my life. I was being completely sarcastic. You could take sarcasm two ways. You could obviously always take it the wrong way. A reality check doesn't matter. It's what how you can spin it. The people that they had, running to the state with saying things that they had their own agenda. It was more like random people that came and asked them, stuff, or these were people that had their own agenda when they were talking to the investigators. You can't take that as the truth. But evidently, look what I said to my best friend Ryan Fitzpatrick in 2014. I didn't even know the guy. Doesn't matter. She can say it. That it doesn't have to be. They can take anything they want to quote it. It doesn't have to be evidence. It doesn't have to be factual. It doesn't have to be taken as factual. And they're told that that's not factual. So they can say something that's completely wrong. The jury is not just instructed to take the evidence at the trial, not evidence presented in the court. But you're saying stuff that's wrong. They're listening. They're deliberating. I just, after having gone through it, I see what a fucking sham the whole thing is. Life don't seem real.
I'm here with Josh. Talk to Julie, Sean, Howard. We all love you. I just don't know if there's something we can do. Listen, I'm pretty creative. I've been in a lot of legal. I had some interaction with your attorney along the way. Let's see if we can figure something.
Yeah, if you do, it'll be a miracle. I just feel like this was their Super Bowl up here in Tallahassee. This is also the state capital. This is not they took my sister's book that she wrote that got nothing to do with this case, and they spun it into a little Tallahassee. She made up an imaginary town, but it sounded close to Tallahassee, somewhere on the way to nowhere. You saw that when they were talking about her book, almost like she was using the book to put down Tallahassee. What the fuck does her book have anything to do with the case? Not that. Everything that she brought in has nothing to do with the case. But it was spun, and yeah, I see what it looks like. She's shooting on Tallahassee in her book. And the book was 4 chapters.
Yeah. Yeah, she definitely made it look like everybody looked up, and your family looked down at Tallahassee.
Oh yeah, it was all about like. It was. It actually was like a nice college town. They actually liked it, but what I'm seeing is people that little word about it. Like I've been up there for a year and a half. Like small town. I mean, I kind of like it. It's a small, big town. Like, I mean, but the point is, like, that's not how it was paid to look. I mean, you know, if you ever look at somebody's, you know, someone's going through a breakup and you look at friends texting each other, talking shit about the person that they were with, like, that's normal stuff to, like, you know, talk smack and talk back and forth and, you know, text messages, and it's not meant to be cut and pasted and be like, look, these people are crazy. Like, that's basically what they're able to take emails and say, look, you all are crazy. Personal emails, so, or not much thought went to them and nothing was ever done with them. You know, I mean,
your attorney, whenever I talked to him, he said, hey, this is a done deal. He's innocent. He's getting off. Don't worry about that. You know, we don't need that. You know, he did a good job, but he was absolutely convinced you were innocent and you were walking.
But
he was convinced.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't look at the evidence. They looked at emails. They looked at fucking nutty emails. And, like, these people are nuts with their emails. They were even my emails. Like, but they spun a story. You know, complete with my sister's fucking book. You know, like, the sister's book has nothing to do with this fucking case, but why is it being discussed? To make us people look like we're shooting on Tallahassee.
Yeah, exactly.
I never even read it for sure. You know, to basically make it feel like we're above Tallahassee. My dad's dental practice was netting about $170,000 a year. Kaplan gets up there and says practice nets $2 million a year. Why? They paint the picture they want to paint. My dad's net is netting 170, not $2 million, 170. Doesn't matter. That doesn't right here. Because, you know, it's all about the picture they want to paint. You know, they said I made $3 million a year. I never made one. It sounds good, so you make 3. And they close to 1 at the very end, you know, by peak. But I just gotta. This is insane. I should have fucking known better. Should have known better, like, thought I would have a shot at taking a shit in trial.
Sure.
I really believe, you know, this is a fucking joke. Because I saw the case they put it on a case with my sister's book and my mom's emails. What does my sister's book and my mom's emails have anything to do with the case? Other than to get the people sitting there to hate us. They think you're crazy. That's what it came down to. I mean, how many text messages and emails did they show that had nothing to do with the case? Like,
but you just can't have a jury in fucking Tallahassee, Charlie.
They put in a motion to change the venue in the middle of the jury selection. The judge denied it.
I know.
I tried to call it before, but I'm sure it's been doing stuff. Call you. Talk to you.
Can you talk? Can you call any time? Pretty much.
Yeah, I can call anytime. call my mom and tell her to put some more money on my bill, and we got like $17 on there. I would always call you on my inmate. I think you put 100 on there, but I never called you on. You probably still have 100 on yours. So if I call you, did you put $100 on yours?
I have no idea. I gave him a bunch of money, and I never knew what it was for. I mean, it was like they made it so fucking complicated to contact you. I mean, Howard was the only one that figured it out. I asked Howard, how the fuck did you do it? He said, well, I did it here, and I got a account there. And I said, well, shit, which is Howard can call me when he wants.
Yeah, so, I would call you on mine. Yeah, I would call you on inmate because I never want someone to have to sit there and talk with the credit card when I call them. And call my mom, and then we got like $13 on my account. I'm going to put the money on there. But yeah, no, I can call you anytime.
Okay. Well,
so, if you, I may call my parents again later.
I text your mom and dad. I got a text back, so.
Yeah, my parents haven't talked to my sister. I asked my parents to be the only people they've spoken to are me and my lawyer. They haven't talked to anyone. I think it's.
All right. Let me think on this, see if I can think of any rabbits in the hat.
Yeah, good. Good luck. I really was optimistic after this past weekend taking everything again now. Huge letdown from that. I will. So it's still fresh, man. I'm still in shock. Like
yeah, me too.
It's still in jail, but it doesn't feel real. It just feels like another day from another cell. But it's gonna feel real tomorrow, I'm sure, when I wake up. So, but I love you guys, Mike, and thank you for understanding everything.
We love you too, Charlie. We'll stay in touch.
I will. Thanks for picking up when I call you.
Oh, sure. Anytime.
You got it, Mike. Have a good night. Love you. Bye.
The caller has hung up.